This is ABC 7 News at 6.
The FBI and Maine State Police held a press conference on Monday to update the public on the search for an Aroostook County teenager. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Devin Dagnall. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard has the details about how the nation's top investigative agency is helping search for answers.
14-year-old Stephanie Dameron disappeared from her New Sweden home 2.5 months ago without a trace. Now, the FBI is stepping in and offering a reward to hopefully lead to her safe return.
Stephanie was last seen on September 23rd, leaving her home in New Sweden on foot and walking into the woods behind her home.
Holding a joint press conference on Monday, Maine State Police and FBI's Boston Division are once again asking for the public, including those who hunt in the northern Maine woods, to be on the lookout for any signs of Dameron. Assistant Special Agent in Charge Kimberly Milka says the FBI has been involved since the early stages of the investigation, conducting interviews around Maine, in several other states, and even in Canada. They're hoping that offering a reward can help someone come forward with any information on her whereabouts.
Today, we are renewing our call for the public's assistance, and we are here to announce that the FBI is offering a significant reward of up to $15,000 for information leading to her safe return or the arrest and prosecution of anyone involved in her disappearance.
Lieutenant Darren Crane of the State Police's Major Crimes Unit North says that searching surveillance videos and even grid searching using dogs from the Maine Warden Service and Maine State Police have turned up nothing, so they can't rule anything out.
At this point, everything is still on the table for us, from her simply being missing to run away to the worst situation, because we don't have any concrete leads or tips that have led us basically in one direction or the other.
Adding to the difficulty is the fact that Dameron didn't own a cell phone and had a limited social media presence. Major Gosselin adds that Dameron had ran away a few times before, and this wasn't uncommon behavior.
This behavior has not been uncommon for Stephanie, which is why I think the family waited a little bit of time, gave her a little bit of time before calling the police immediately. And so, but in this case, for obvious reasons, since she hasn't turned up, we slowly ratcheted up all the investigative resources that are present, in that area today for this reason.
If you have any information about Stephanie's whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Maine State Police Holton Barracks or the FBI Boston Division. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Bangor police are looking for information that might lead them to the person who stole a car with a sleeping child in the back seat. Sergeant Jason McCambly says officers were called to Blue Hill East just before 8 p.m. on Saturday when the owner of a car reported the car was stolen from the driveway with the sleeping child inside. McCambly says the car owner told police they were carrying groceries into the house and they came back outside. The car was gone. Officers that were searching the area found the stolen car running and abandoned in the middle of a nearby intersection. McCambly says the driver's door was open and the child was still asleep. Police are asking anyone with information to contact the Bangor Police Department. Anonymous tips can be left at 947-7382 extension 3. In other news, 4 people have been arrested for an armed robbery in Bangor. A Bangor police spokesperson says officers originally went to March Street for a complaint about excessive noise. When officers knocked on the door, it was opened and then immediately closed. The spokesperson says moments later, a male came out with his hands in the air and told officers 3 people had entered his residence with handguns and identified themselves as police. He also told officers he believed the woman who had been staying with him was involved. 45-year-old Tanner Hartford of Pembroke, 23-year-old Sean Stewart of Parkman, and 42-year-old Alexander Mercado and 21-year-old Jesslyn Terrero Contreras of Oakland were all arrested. All are charged with attempted robbery. Hartford, Stewart, and Mercado faced numerous other charges, including criminal threatening. The spokesperson says a search of the residence resulted in the seizure of handguns, a police-style badge, police patches, and police-style clothing. Well, a recount began this morning for Maine's 2nd Congressional District. The race went to ranked choice tabulation after no candidate broke the 50% plus 1 vote threshold. 10 days after Election Day, Representative Jared Golden was declared the winner. Immediately following the results, Republican challenger Austin Theriault filed for a hand recount of the roughly 400,000 ballots from the 11 Maine counties that make up Maine's 2nd Congressional District. According to Secretary of State Shenna Bellows, the recount could take as long as a few weeks. President Joe Biden announced Sunday that he will pardon his son, Hunter Biden. This announcement comes after repeated denials from the Biden administration that the president would pardon Hunter. University of Maine political science professor Mark Brewer says although the pardon is completely legal and within the realm of presidential powers, it could cause political repercussions and set a precedent for future administrations.
It will provide the former and soon-to-be current president of the United States, Donald Trump, right, with cover. The first time he gets accused of using the power of his office in a way that benefits himself or his family or his friends to say, well, Joe Biden did it, so there's nothing wrong with me doing it.
With the rise of the opioid epidemic and legal cannabis consumption, keeping Maine roadways safe from impaired drivers has never been harder for law enforcement. Durago Safety, a public safety training organization, is partnering with the Maine Bureau of Highway Safety and Office of Cannabis Policy to train police officers from across the state with new techniques for dealing with OUI traffic stops.
It's a lot more complicated now because we have two factors that are going on besides people consuming alcohol. There's the opioid epidemic. And there are folks that are unfortunately caught up in this epidemic, and there are prescription drugs that are intermixed with this. And then there is the explosion of legal cannabis that's out there. And the other thing that occurs is the mixture of these things.
Maddox adds this is the first time in the state that law enforcement officers are holding a green lab as part of the training. A green lab consists of officers observing volunteers consuming cannabis to learn about the different levels of impairment. A Citizens Advisory Council has sent its recommendations to lessen the burden on low-income electricity ratepayers to the Joint Standing Committee on Energy, Utilities and Technology. It calls for expanding the low-income assistance program to provide larger benefits to more low-income households. The recommendations include calls for increasing consumer education and outreach to help low-income ratepayers use energy more efficiently. It also wants the Public Advocate's Office to access needed data to determine the extent low-income ratepayers are being overcharged by competitive electricity providers. The report says there are approximately 100,000 low-income households struggling to pay Maine's high electricity prices. It also found electricity prices in Maine are twice the national average. Well, a man who spent years working to make Bangor and Maine better has passed away. Michael Obe served as the president and CEO of the Eastern Maine Development Corporation, and he was a member of the Bangor City Council. He was appointed by President George Bush as the state director for USDA rural development in Maine. He also served as the economic development representative for the U.S. Department of Commerce for New England. Governor John McCarran appointed him the commissioner of the economic and development and the first director of the Maine Quality Centers of the Maine Community College System. EMDC President Lee Humphrey says, quote, Mike was steadfast in his commitment to Bangor and our part of the state throughout his career. All right, let's turn things over to Chase Ropanak with a first look at our forecast.
Thank you, Devin. Our first weather today is brought to you by Old Town Redemption Center. Old Town Redemption offering a 10% bonus on your returnables and a monthly $100 drawing. All right, taking a look out at the radar now, there is definitely some cold air outside because we have those snow flurries across the state we can see for today, and a lot of snow flurries across the northeast. So definitely got cold air hanging around. We see for our highs today right around 33 degrees here in town, just a tick above freezing, and actually some warmer temperatures along the coastline, right around those mid to upper 30s. We can see that extending all the way to the southwestern portion of the state. But if you go up more north, Clayton Lake with a high only right around 25 degrees for today, so that colder air is definitely hanging up more up north. We can see winds out there, very light though, right around 3 miles per hour here in town. Some areas gusting near 10, 15 miles per hour, but other than that, winds are treating us pretty well for today. We can see going overnight tonight, we are going to stay dry, but we're going to get cold. We're going to have partly cloudy skies out there, and temperatures are going to be dipping into the mid-teens for tonight. Devin?
Thanks, Chase. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, our Doug Banks is live at Brewer High School to highlight the Aspire Grant celebration. And a Maine Maritime student answers the call to save a stranger's life. Those stories and much more as ABC 7 News at 6 continues.
The holidays. And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current qualified Chevy lessees can get this Silverado for around $359 a month. Visit your Maine Chevy dealer.
Unexpectedly true. Maine is the only state that has just one syllable. A lobster can taste with its legs and chew with its stomach. And while most people can't lick their own elbow, 85% of Mainers who buy health insurance through CoverMe.gov pay less than the sticker price for their plan. Here you can search options, choose a plan that works for you, and see how much you could save. You have until December 15th. A plan that fits, a price that works. We've got you covered at CoverMe.gov.
We're unboxing unbeatable values for your home every Friday in November, because every day is like Black Friday at Bob's. And our final unboxing is $9.99 Bonanza. I've got $9.99 bedrooms that'll knock your socks off, $9.99 power sofas, $9.99 sofa love seat combos, $9.99 mattresses, even a $9.99 real marble dining set that'll turn your world upside down. Cool, how'd you do that? Shop every unboxing in store or online, because every day is like Black Friday when you dare to compare at Bob's.
The most important thing is family. AAA shares the same family values. For over 100 years, AAA has been providing legendary service and has helped what it values most, its members. Join our family, and you could save on your auto insurance policy with our competitive pricing. Just like family, we offer you our support when you need it, whether it's questions about your policy or with our most trusted roadside assistance service. Visit AAA.com/insurance and find out how much you could save.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. Since 2018, the Melmac Education Foundation has given grants to school districts across the state to help promote career pathways for students K through 12. And tonight is the formal announcement that the Brewer School Department is this year's Aspire Grant recipient. To celebrate their new initiative, folks gathered at Brewer High School, and that's where Doug Banks joins us live tonight. Doug, what can you tell us?
That is right, Devin. I'm here at Brewer High School right now, where a formal announcement of that Aspire grant is going on right through those doors right here. It is a new chapter for the entire school department. Now, the whole department is receiving $1.2 million from Melmac Foundation in partnership with JMG, two Maine-based foundations that help students with career opportunities. Now, the money, according to Superintendent Greg Palmer, is going towards 2 Aspire career coordinators, field trips, job shadows, and internships, and a whole lot of programs. And earlier today, I spoke with Superintendent Greg Palmer about how this will help students not only today, but for the students for years to come.
Other school departments do this kind of work occasionally. We are trying to fashion an entire model around the idea that we should listen closely to what students believe about themselves and about the world that they want to be a part of.
Now, this Aspire grant will be dispersed over the next 5 years and is for students in kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. Now, according to Superintendent Palmer, those funds are already being used now, and I actually spoke to one student who's working with a fellow organization to get acclimated to the world outside of high school. And you're going to hear from them in those part of tonight's meeting later tonight, and of course on our website, foxbangor.com. But for now, in Brewer, I'm Doug Banks for ABC 7 News at 6. Devin, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Doug. In other news, a Maine Maritime Academy student recently returned home after giving a life-saving donation to a complete stranger. Our Jody Hersey explains.
You're a match with someone. Would you be interested in donating? Pretty quickly, I said yes.
Sawyer Carson of Belfast recently flew into Bangor International Airport from New York, where he spent hours at Strong Memorial Hospital's James Wilmot Cancer Center, donating stem cells, something he had forgotten he signed up for. Back when he was a freshman, Carson participated in a simple cheek swab on campus at Maine Maritime Academy.
There was a program that was run for literally 2 hours on campus. Come, swab your cheek, fill out the paperwork. Maybe you'll be a match, maybe you won't.
Carson found out in the fall while starting his senior year at MMA that he was indeed a match. So in November, he and his mom Meg traveled to New York and back so he could donate the necessary cells to a complete stranger battling a life-threatening disease.
Both my parents passed away from cancer, and this gives hope and possibility of longer life for a woman, a 70-year-old woman with lymphoma.
Sawyer said the process was super easy.
Basically, it was a physical, a couple blood tests, and then a couple days worth of shots, which I did myself, that boost your stem cell production. And then you go in and they stick 2 needles in your arm and you sit there for 5 hours while they run all your blood through the machine and take out what they need and put back what they don't.
Meanwhile, his mom says she could not be more proud of his selflessness.
There's no question, he's a good human, and he's learned that giving back is remarkable.
In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, Trees for Troops are gearing up to donate more than 15,000 trees between 93 bases across the U.S. And in sports, it was another big weekend on the road for Maine's men's hockey, and they're back to close out the semester at home this weekend. That story is right after the break.
When a big storm hits and damages our electrical system, we have a planned approach to get the most customers restored at a time.
We begin by assessing the scope of the damage and helping first responders address emergency situations like down lines across roads.
Then, before you see us in your neighborhoods, power restoration begins at our substations. From there, power travels long distances over these transmission lines.
They're next on the repair list, followed by the lines in your neighborhood.
As we work to bring the most customers online at a time, we'll keep you updated throughout the process. Please remember to report your outage either online or by calling us at 973-2000.
Please stay safe while we work hard to get your power back on.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to -60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole, with boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
You're gripping a pumpkin spice latte, watching the home game on a Friday night. Earlier, you took the kids apple picking and almost made it through the corn maze. It's that time of year. Shorter days, cooler nights. Valley Home Services believes the comfort and warmth of home means more on nights like these. Comfort and warmth that comes from Fujitsu heat pumps. Valley Home Services has the most reliable choices for heating and cooling your home or business. Ditch the worry of heating bills and power outages all season long with Valley Home Services. Go ahead, embrace the comfort.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by Hamlin's Marine, located in Hamden and Waterville, celebrating 40 years, serving all of eastern and central Maine.
It was yet another big weekend for Maine men's hockey. Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. The Black Bears have now won 3 in a row in 4 of their last 5 after going on the road and sweeping the RPI Engineers on Saturday and Sunday. Maine now improves to 10-2-2 on the season. With 2 wins Saturday, they dominated a 6-0 victory behind a hat trick from senior captain Lyndon Breen. Breen had a 4-point game Saturday with the hat trick and an assist in the first period. The captain, though, had to leave the game with a lower leg injury. We will have an update there when one is available. Maine went on to then win 6-2 over the Engineers on Sunday. They are back in action this Saturday afternoon at the Alfond against Stonehill College. The Black Bears are now up to number 3 in the pairwise ranking, still 5th in the country in the national polls. It was also a great feast week for Maine men's basketball. The Black Bears going to UPenn for the Cathedral Classic over the weekend and coming away with a 2-1 record. Kellen Tynes led the way after averaging 16 points, 9 assists, and 4.7 steals per game over the 3 contests. He was named the America East Player of the Week for his efforts. Tynes was one of several Black Bears with big weekends. Keon Burns was also named to the all-tournament team. Maine defeated Elon on Friday and then Navy on Sunday with a loss to the hosts, Penn, in between. They are back in action at home Tuesday against UMaine Augusta. All right, getting back to our hockey now. The Bruins celebrating 100 years of hockey on Sunday afternoon, taking on, well, the team they played 100 years ago in Boston, the Montreal Canadiens. Boston holding an extended pregame ceremony on the TD Garden ice over an hour before puck drop, really to honor the rich history Bruins hockey has provided to New England throughout the last 100 years. They welcome back past heroes from the early years to the Big Bad Bruins, the Lunch Pail Squad, the 2011 championship team, and more. And after the game, Bruins goalie and Maine's favorite current Bruin, Jeremy Swayman, on what watching the ceremony meant to him.
It's honoring, again, all those that came before us and put in the groundwork, set the culture, the standard. And it's obvious when you see all the alumni that stick around Boston, how much it means to every player that puts on the jersey. And I couldn't be more honored and proud to be one of those people. And I'm going to do whatever I can to do it the right way like they did.
Then in the game, Boston made it count. They dominated Montreal for a 6-3 victory. After a rough start to the season that led to the controversial firing of head coach Jim Montgomery, the Bruins have now won 4 of their 6 games under interim head coach Joe Sacco. The Massachusetts native says on Sunday they were just trying to show the alumni and the fans what Bruins hockey is all about.
Of course we want to win. We wanted to make the fans, we wanted to make the players of the past that are here now, we wanted to make them proud of our effort more than anything today. You know, the score usually takes care of itself when you do that, so I thought our guys did a pretty good job of that today.
The Bruins next play on Tuesday at 7 p.m. That is all the time we have for sports. Here's Chase Ropenack with your full 5-day forecast. Chase?
Thank you very much, Tyler. Our main weather today is also brought to you by Old Town Redemption Center, offering a 10% bonus on your returnables and a monthly $100 drawing. All right, taking a look at those highs out there for today. Just a tick above freezing here in town. 33 degrees was our high. 35 in Bar Harbor, so temperatures a little bit more above freezing by the coast. We can see some areas that got up into those upper 30s as well. But up north is where that colder air was definitely hanging around. We see freezing temperatures right in Millinocket, Greenville, and temperatures in the mid-20s for highs all the way up by Clayton Lake. So that cold air is definitely hanging around. And for tonight, it's going to get very cold. Temperatures in the mid-teens here in town, showing right around 15 degrees. A little bit warmer by the coast, mid-20s, 25 for Deer Isle. But if you go all the way up north again, getting close to those single digits, very good possibility for areas up north to see temperatures right around 8, 9, 10 degrees tonight. So it's going to get pretty cold out there. For tomorrow, another day kind of close to today, right around freezing. 32 is what we're expecting here in town, showing low 30s right around our area and the coastline by Deer Isle as well. Upper 20s by Wesley, and again, those low to mid-20s up north. That is where the coldest air will be hanging right around in our state. We can see for our temperature trend, the average now this time of year is 39. So we have dipped into the 30s for average temperatures, and we're definitely seeing 30s this week. We can see Thursday getting close to average with a high right around 37, but then we do drop into those 20s getting into the weekend. 25 for a high on Saturday, 28 on Sunday, and then we'll warm up closer to average again, starting off our work week on Monday with a high right around 36 degrees. We can see winds out there right now, not too bad. We see only 3 miles per hour here in town in some areas. We can see by Auburn right around 10 miles per hour from the north, gusting near 15 to 20. So winds aren't doing too bad out there for us right now. And looks like we will see some breezy conditions throughout the afternoon tomorrow, but then they will die off quickly. We can see on the radar right now, definitely have that cold air hanging around because we got some snow flurries across the state. Nothing too heavy though, some very light accumulations out there, especially by the coast where it is definitely above freezing right now. And it looks like we're going to stay dry throughout this week. Lots of partly to mostly cloudy skies we're going to see. But once we get closer to Thursday, that's when we do have another system coming. It's definitely going to approach Wednesday night into Thursday. That's when we can see a lot of snow on the western side of the map coming in right around the afternoon, the evening hours. And that's when we will be seeing that system arriving Thursday morning, possibly bringing some more snow and rain if temperatures do get warm enough. But we see for tonight, though, low right around 16 degrees with those partly cloudy skies. Winds are going to stay light and variable throughout throughout the night. And going into tomorrow, high right around freezing, 32 degrees is what we're expecting, with partly cloudy skies again and then northwest winds right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then looking at that extended forecast, this is where we're going to see some dry days coming up. But Thursday is when we do have a chance for that rain and snow. Looks like the high will reach right around those early morning hours, 37. Then it will dip below freezing again, where that rain will transition into snow. Friday into Saturday, temperatures do drop. We're going to see right around the mid-20s then, and a slight chance for snow going into Saturday as well. Devin?
Thank you, Chase. We'll have more of your local news right after the break.
Did you know that 50% of the air you breathe in your home is air that comes from Hafford Basement Systems? All things basementy. A wet, damp basement is a real problem. It can damage your valuables, worsen asthma and allergies, and affect indoor air quality. We'll transform your basement into a dry, usable space and improve the health of your entire home. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems for all things basementy.
Long-term care insurance can be expensive, and it is a use-it-or-lose-it policy. Is this still how long-term care works today?
In the traditional sense, when you're buying a traditional long-term care insurance, it's a use it or lose it, like your home insurance. You're paying a premium to your home insurance, and if your house burns down, glad you have it. If your house doesn't burn down and you don't use the insurance, it's use it or lose it, okay? You've paid all those premiums, but you did that.
Rome wasn't built in a day, but the Garcia's windows and patio doors were. So were the Jacksons and the Smiths. Yours could be next. Call Renewal by Anderson for fast, easy, and precise window replacement. Big savings, too. For a limited time, get these huge savings and special financing. Take the first step. Contact us for the best home improvement experience you'll ever have. Call now for a free consultation or visit us online. Renewal by Anderson.
Rennie's, a main adventure.
I'm going to Rennie's this year to get all my baking stuff. I want you to come too. We've got bags, we've got boxes, we've got Christmas tins, lots of things to make all those special treats for the people you love. We've got the chocolate oranges, we've got Lindor Lindt truffles, we've got Ghirardelli, M&Ms. We'll get to Rennie's. We got lots of candy, lots of baked goods.
Do another take. I need another piece of candy.
This morning, the Pleasant View Tree Farm and Veterans of Foreign Wars in Belfast teamed up to help prepare over 300 Christmas trees to deliver to the military. Every year, the nonprofit Trees for Troops delivers Christmas trees to servicemen and women stationed at military bases across the country. This year, the organization plans on giving out more than 15,000 trees at 93 bases across the U.S. Commander of the VFW in Belfast, Maine Jim Roberts, a program spokesperson, says they understand the challenges of being away from home during the holidays.
For us, the members of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, this is really special for us because we have been away from home. We have been overseas. We've been in other areas without our family. So getting a tree for Maine is really special. It just lets the people know that are receiving them, the active duty troops, that we are thinking of them and we've walked in their shoes.
For more information about Trees for Troops, visit our website at foxbangor.com. Well, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas over at the Blaine House in Augusta. Today, Governor Janet Mills welcomed an award-winning Christmas tree to Augusta. It is the 4th year in a row the tree has been supplied by Finest Kind Tree Farm of Dover Foxcroft.
Since I was a very small child, my family always went out and got their own Christmas tree. And we picked a tree out of the fields, the neighbors' fields, and some farmers down the road, and it was always a part of the excitement getting ready for the holidays to go find the right tree. Didn't always look perfect, but it was the right tree for us.
Governor Mills says the trees should be fully decorated within the next few days. It's estimated Maine Christmas tree and wreath production creates more than $18 million on direct economic impact for the state. That does it for tonight. From all of us here at ABC7, have a great rest of your evening. But for more local news, join us over on Fox 22 News Tonight at 6:30.
David Muir, ABC's World News Tonight, the most watched newscast in America, and honored with the Emmy Award.
Told she had to do. She built a chain link fence that looks, to my eyes, sufficiently high to restrain a medium-sized dog. So I don't think that I can ascribe any negligence to her. Your daughter has said she's never seen the dog outside the fence or crawl through the fence. So I don't know what happened that day, and it may have been that the dog went charging towards the fence and you got frightened. But I'm not satisfied that I can ascribe any negligence to the defendant. Your case is dismissed. We're finished.
Your Honor, please.
We're finished.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
My opinion's the only one that counts.
She need money. Not working and need money and wanting to come back for more. She sued me before.
It was a lot of lies told in the courtroom.
I offered to pay her medical bills, but once I received a call from her lawyer.
My daughter got bit and over 20 bites on her body. She definitely has dangerous dogs.
That I was being sued, I ended all that right then and there.
I have nothing else to say to my neighbor. It's clearly that.
No, it doesn't. You know, the truth will set you free.
She's a liar and she can't be trusted.
I'm glad that justice was served today.
Coming up, the FBI and state police's search for a missing New Sweden girl continues after she went missing 2.5 months ago. Plus, in national news, President Joe Biden has pardoned his son Hunter Biden. And a Maine Maritime Academy student gave a life-saving donation to a complete stranger. We'll have those stories and much more just ahead.
This is Fox 22 News Tonight.
The FBI and Maine State Police held a press conference on Monday to update the public on the search for an Aroostook County teenager. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Devin Dagnall. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard has the details about how the nation's top investigative agency is helping search for answers.
14-year-old Stephanie Dameron disappeared from her New Sweden home 2.5 months ago without a trace. Now, the FBI is stepping in and offering a reward to hopefully lead to her safe return.
Stephanie